I don't take chances. Like, I was one of them, man. Like, I remember in school, you used to get them emails talking about like, "Rah, if you don't forward this to 300 man, the demon's gonna come in your yard." But I forwarded that to 500 man just to make sure.
Yo, what's your name?
Marcus, what's your name?
QOY.
Nice to meet you, QOY.
Nice to meet you too.
Hi, I'm Mariola.
Hi, I'm Emma. What do you do?
I study and I'm a part-time English tutor.
Oh, wow. I actually work for Word on the Curb on their research side stuff. So, I help out with speaking to young people about things like the COVID vaccine.
Ladies first.
Go for it.
So my name is SAYO, but I usually go by just Shayo.
My name's Jingy.
Jingy.
It's short for Jahangir Alam. It's a long story.
Jahangir Alam, okay.
How I managed to get that name. We won't go into that.
Temi Alchemy from the 90s Baby Show.
Fred Santana from the 90s Baby Show.
We do a podcast.
Weekly, nothing too serious.
Always real though.
I'm Lippy, and this is,
I'm Siam.
and we are friends. And we met each other on the dating show, back to back.
We did.
And I electrocuted that. But we're past that now.
What do you do?
I do a lot of stuff, but I'm a content creator and content strategist. But I also work part-time as a healthcare assistant.
I work as an A&E doctor in East London.
I work at a law firm. Yeah, what about you?
I'm a presenter and content creator.
What are we here for today? The vaccine.
Vaccine.
People always want to say things like, yeah, you don't know what's in it. As if, even if they told you, you'd know what that is.
I find comfort in knowing that some of my older relatives have taken the vaccine.
Initially, I was a bit skeptical just because of how quickly it was made. And then obviously I did a lot more research into it and understood a lot more about it. And then, I decided to get it. And now I'm all vaccinated up with my first dose.
Oh yeah, so we both got the vaccine.
Yeah.
The ache. Oh.
Before I can go and take something, as I said, I need to know that I can trust.
Yeah.
I thought for that reason, I need to do my own research.
Yeah. I think at the beginning, my attitude was let me see what happens if anyone grows a third arm or third leg. And for some reason, I feel like I just heard so many bad stories about the companies behind the vaccine.
I don't like this vibe of passports.
I'm personally not in a rush to get it. I don't know enough about it. And in regards to medicine and stuff like that, I don't really take medicine for anything anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know about this getting it thing though. Like, man's had ample opportunity to get it.
Yeah.
I ain't got it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I genuinely feel like my immune
Genes
system is
and-
elite.
Yeah, that one.
I think just because man's black, you're entitled.
But that's what everyone thought in the beginning until the first black person got it. Then they
Right,
said, the young
right.
dog.
If you don't want to take the vaccine because you're a bit anxious about it, you don't trust it as much, that's fine. But don't say, I don't trust it because it's population control. It's like, no. That's what I'm agnostic about.
Has COVID affected anyone that you know? Properly? Hospitalised, ventilator,
Nah.
bed bound?
Nah.
Have you been vaccinated?
Nah,
No. Do you plan to be?
not really,
No.
Yeah, my mum got vaccinated. Yeah, she just calm. A couple of weeks later, she's all right. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Funnily enough, I wasn't always pro-vaccine. I was actually fairly against it because this was the first vaccine where, me as a 20-year-old, I had full control over myself and full decision. So I was a bit like, my mum doesn't have to sign a paper and give it to the school anymore. This is actually my own free will.
I don't take chances. Like, I was one of them, man. Like, I remember in school, you used to get them emails talking about "Rah, if you don't forward this to 300 man, the demon's gonna come in your yard." But I forwarded that to 500 man just to make sure.
Why would I take the vaccine? You know who's injecting it into your arms, right? The government.
I don't like his voice, bruv.
Let me ask this. Why is it a black man? Why? No, do you know why? Because you lot asked me, "Rah, do you think it's only black people that want to take lemon and ginger only to get rid of the flu?" And then you put Jamal on the screen. What's going on?
You can always tell when people don't know what they're talking about because they'll use the most generic terms and they'll use the most generic categories. You said the government. It's not the government. It is a doctor.
I can see where this guy's coming from. Do you know what I mean? Everyone just calls the establishment government. It's the mistrust.
To this day, I feel like I still don't know what COVID is, what differentiates it from other similar things.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been told to be scared of it. and I'm not going to take the risk. If everyone's running that way, me too, I'll run. But what is it?
This COVID had the world in a chokehold, just in a chokehold, yeah? Everyone was just rushed. Like, people were really willing to volunteer as tribute. Like, this is Hunger Games, yeah? So that also sped up the process of the vaccine because there was
100%.
a lot more people.
Big tech, the Illuminati.
I'm with him on the secret society thing.
You think it's them, man?
It could be. At times, I've genuinely felt like, what are they trying to... What? So what? Illuminati ain't about no more.
They're about, but they don't control
You know when you go on Snapchat and then you see like people saying, like the vaccine can make you like have superpowers. You can...
Who said that?
Can magnetic... You know what I'm saying? Like,
Who are you following on Snapchat?
Bro, I went to uni. I went to medical school for this many years. And now I come back to the end. I'm your brother. Why don't you want to listen to me? Why do you want to listen to some next guy on YouTube or like this niche website like eu.news.org.something?
Remember that one message in the group chat was like, basically they're building a massive lasagna for the whole world in Wembley Stadium.
I mean, I live right next to Wembley Stadium and I don't think there ever was a lasagna. I'd smell it.
The NHS. Right, well, obviously they're good. They looked after my nan, but still, I'm not going to take something that kills ya.
So why did he say, I'm not going to take something that kills ya?
I think it's just the fear of the unknown.
It's like when the news about the clots
Yeah.
first came out, everyone was going on a massive scare. Rightly so, because the media, the way they packaged it. But when you looked at the statistics, it was less than 0.003% of the risk of having a clot. When you're in intensive care with COVID, it's 1 in 6. I was like, what about clots from actual COVID?
Yeah.
I actually follow somebody and they were like how they got it and it led to like crazy period pains. But they said that they read up on it and it doesn't mean any problems. The issue is no one's going to know the outcome of these vaccines for years to come.
My friend Mai, who studied biology, she was kind of like, you take paracetamol, you take ibuprofen, they supposedly have definitely side effects, rare ones. So what's the difference between you taking those and taking a vaccine? I was just like, that's true. Just the mention of science having studied coronaviruses in general for over 50 years, that really put me at ease because I was like, they're not starting from scratch. So maybe the fact it was developed in less than a year isn't too bad.
But how are you researching it? Because a lot of like woke people are saying, yeah, I need to do my own research and stuff. You lot do not have science degrees. So what does your research look like? Is it Google, Wikipedia, like asking your friends?
Changes your DNA. Puts a 5G chip in your brain. Makes you 90% less likely to go to hospital.
Hold on a minute.
That's what they're
That's
saying.
a very round number, 90%. You see, when I make stuff up, it's round numbers. It's 89 point
Yeah,
something.
or like an 82.
Yeah, man, they rounded it.
See the 5G towers, this tin?
Oh my God, remember that?
Fam, all 5G did was slow down 4G. That's it.
Yeah. They
4G
turned it down.
is trash right now.
Yeah.
Like 4G is 2 bars maximum.
It was caused by 5G radiation. You haven't even paid your phone bill. You're talking about 5G. 5G.
The guy's sending me that from a 5G phone.
The guy said changes your DNA, and I feel like that's a massive, like, fat misconception about the vaccine.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that just comes under the current of, like, people don't understand, like, from the development to how it actually works. Because I think the last time everyone learned about vaccines and science,
Like
probably
year
GCSE,
9, year 10 kind of
GCSEs,
age.
yeah.
I saw one on Twitter that they're putting COVID-19 in the flu vaccine to give man COVID.
Yeah.
So they have to take the vaccine. And that one don't even make sense. I don't even understand. Like,
I remember my dad sending this thing like, oh, don't go outside past 9 p.m. because the government is spraying the streets with like this anti-bac thing. So stay inside because if you breathe it in, you could die. And I was like, right.
You know, these WhatsApp messages that they get or these websites that they access, they're a lot more easier to understand than the science that we have out there. So when we publish stuff in high impact journals, it's really for the science community.
Yeah.
It should really be accessible for any lay person, any member of the public.
I really hope I don't sound like him. I don't want to sound like him.
I think you definitely share a lot of like...
No. Is that what I sound like? No, I didn't say all of that.
That's pretty good, but still, why would I take it when I can cure it myself with asthma medication? A ketogenic diet. Nice glass of bleach? All right, fine, home remedies don't work.
Not those.
hold on. Man said nice glass of bleach.
I don't know what sort of home remedies they are.
He's chatting
keto.
home remedies do work because
Exactly.
their instructions were to stay at home. First of all, if
right.
you chill for 2 weeks,
Wash man's hands for 20 seconds.
like that, 20 seconds in the tips. On the
We've
nails.
been through it.
Come on, we've been doing that.
We've been through it.
Okay, first of all, I never said home remedies were the solution. Okay, yeah, I don't like how this feels like an attack on QOY today.
People really do believe in these, different remedies that they've been taking, and so much so that they would suffer at home with oxygen levels in the 70s.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Well, we don't know if the vaccine does either because it hasn't been tested. Testing on like a couple of people. Turns out it's been rigorously tested in phase 3 clinical trials.
What does that mean?
Exactly.
So does that mean anyone in phase 3 clinical trials can't be affected like in 5 years' time?
How did I know they tested someone just like
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't test
We
my
have
brothers.
different.
But when they say rigorously tested in phase 3, I think these words, that even though they're true and all of that, they don't have a significant meaning to me. Like, what does that look like? Was that 4 million people? Was that 1,000?
Is rigorous a number? Because there's certain millions. You know when you hear like gazillion, you ain't ever heard of that illion before? Rigorous don't sound like an illion.
It doesn't.
We hate
Long
statistics.
term.
Listen, you hear a statistic like 79% of people are done at it.
Yeah.
How many people did you ask?
Yeah.
1,000. How's that representative of the
whole
whole
population?
Like,
Word.
I used to think like that. It's not been tested enough. Like, COVID isn't just a thing by itself. It's like a group called like SARS and coronavirus.
Yeah, so it's been in the making like for a few years now, isn't it? Although it has like for the particular vaccine for COVID.
Yeah.
It has, but the SARS one has been like about.
So I think people that now say it hasn't been tested, I think they're a bit flawed maybe.
When the vaccine were first being introduced, etc., when the news of the creation and completion of the vaccines was announced, I found it really interesting, the dialogue that was surrounding that, because people were saying, oh, it's come out too quickly. Oh, how have they checked it, blah, blah, blah. And what people don't contextualize is the fact that usually when it comes to creating a new vaccine, it usually takes a lot longer because, one, money, funding.
Okay. Sounds pretty legit. But I heard they only give the safe version of the vaccine to white people.
There was an article on BBC News about how they're testing. This was way back. They're going to start testing the vaccine in Africa, and I thought, what? Because I think it was between like 2 French doctors or something, and then one of them was like, oh yeah, shouldn't we just be testing it in Africa? I don't even know what his reason for it was. And then the other guy was like, oh yeah, like that makes sense. And I was just like, how is that even a thing? Like, no wonder why a lot of like Black African, Black Caribbean people are so skeptical of modern medicine, not even just this vaccine, because they're saying things like, let's test in Africa and all this kind of stupidness.
You can't blame the BAME community if they don't have a relationship of trust with the NHS or with the government or whatever.
I can't lie. I don't think I can jump to say I agree with that. Like, how can you know for certain they're giving all the safe versions of the vaccines to this certain group of people?
I don't believe that at all. I'm saying that because you even see with blood donations, like there seems to be a lack of communication with this community and doctors and stuff. So I'm not surprised that has reflected in COVID and all of that stuff. So there just needs to be work done to bridge that gap a little bit.
Okay, everyone gets a safe vaccine. Are you going to fact check everything I say? Oh, whatever. I'm going to go hang out with my mates. All right, fine, my mum.
See, and that was a doctor doing
Can
that.
I just say that is actually quite a good video. I like that. I feel like it's a lot better than the comms that has already been put out. Like just a leaflet or a poster.
I think it clears up a lot. That is accessible to young people, I
And
think.
it's only a minute long.
Shout out to NHS though, man.
Yeah, they work.
Shout out to everyone on the front line. Appreciate the work.
I've never ever seen that video myself, so I think they should definitely put out more.
Maybe it might just be more helpful if these videos and stuff like that, like even this, I think is more impactful than like a social media person telling me, oh, I just took the vaccination, by the way.
Do you think that it's enough to just have someone who physically you can relate to and identify with? Do you think that is enough?
I don't think that's enough, but I think that plays a part. But it is a part, having someone who looks like you, who talks like you, who comes from your background and understands where the mistrust comes from.
I don't like that sense of, Prince William got it, so you do it. Prince William lives in a different house from me, bro.
Social distancing in the hallway. Like, my hallway's tight.
That's my thing. I will never, if I'm not on it, cool. But I'm never going to be like, because you got it, I'm flogging you. Why did you do it? Don't believe that. I'm not going to be like that, bruv. Do what you want, bruv.
Go get it.
See, at first, I was just like, okay, this is a bit too Black Mirror for me. It's like an episode of Black Mirror because, you know, this is my old mindset. If something was so good and so beneficial to me, why is it having to be advertised by celebrities, given incentives? Like, why does it have to even mildly forced onto us? Do you know what I mean?
Why haven't you taken the vaccine yourself?
Honestly, I'm not really too sure. I'll be honest.
I got vaccinated to, number one, protect myself, to protect my patients, and to protect my family. And so it's interesting where you come from.
Yeah, no, I just don't. It's just not.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough, if you say.
There's people that don't want to take the vaccine just because they're unsure. It's not because they're against it.
Yeah.
I think most people that don't want to take the vaccine
They don't have
are
confidence
unsure.
in it,
It's not because they don't want to.
With my friends, where they've been bombarded with emails and phone calls asking you know, when you're going to take the vaccine. And
But I'm not mad at that because otherwise they wouldn't do it and they wouldn't know where to go to get it done.
No, me personally, I thought, all right, cool, you received one message, maybe two, but 4 or 5 I think is a bit excessive, and I thought that kind of will put people off even more.
Forgive me if I'm like being facetious or if I'm like coming across too strong, but if, you know, there's 77 million doses in the UK, very minimal side effects. What stage or like what are you mentally preparing for?
It's really not like a complicated thing with why I haven't taken it yet. I just haven't taken it yet.
It's like when things like this happen, you got to make a decision, innit?
Yeah.
You understand? Am I going to go with what everyone's saying, or am I going to kind of wait it out to see what happens, innit? I think the latter is the wisest option, but it might be because we're talking from a place of privilege.
You know, of course, for a doctor or nurse, they're probably looking at it like, take the vaccine and you're good. And we're looking at it as like, oh, we take the vaccine, we don't really trust it. These big businesses are behind it. So we're delaying, but they're dealing with like no beds or trying to avoid it getting to as bad as it is in other countries and stuff. So I just feel like it's just, maybe we don't know the reality of what this COVID thing is. Like,
You know what it is, the people I feel for the most in this is the doctors and that. I'm not going to lie, because one, they can't just stop working. They got families to feed, themselves to feed, like, they got to make a living. And at the same time, like, they're like the front line of this thing.
Do you think that with all the work that's been done by all these scientists and everyone that's been helping to develop it, we even know scientists as well that have been on that side of things. Do you think it's our duty to take the vaccine?
Impossible.
I wouldn't say it's my duty exactly, but I do definitely take that into consideration on, you know, the amount of effort that's gone into it and the amount of work that people must have done. So I think it's something I do think about, but I wouldn't go as far to say it's my duty that like I have to do it because they've done
they've done, yeah.
When I'm strong-armed, I'll go do it. For now, I'm taking time, but I'll do it, but in my own time.
Maybe I haven't given enough thought to how hard these doctors and nurses were actually, like, obviously I know how hard they work to like save lives and protect people, but to make the vaccine, it was probably sleepless nights. So what are the things you feel like would switch your mindset to get the vaccine tomorrow?
For me personally, just more information, but not just that, also time. I think time plays a huge part into it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it could be tomorrow.
I'm not ready yet.
Nah, not yet.
That text is blue ticked for now. Blue tick.
I don't think that video is going to change many people's minds.
Really?
Nah.
I don't know. The idea of sounding like him, is a bit mad. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to run out and take it tomorrow. If I'm being honest with you, it was never, I'm never going to take it. It's just, let me take my time.
So what's mad is you were in the queue to get vaccinated. You got the vibe to get vaccinated that day, and then you left the queue because you were hungry.
I'm not waiting outside in the cold to go.
So if after this, I get an Uber with you and I take you to my local vaccine centre, no queue right now, you get vaccinated.
I'd get vaccinated.
Swear.
I'm not doing anything today. Like,
Swear.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a big deal.
100% are you on it?
I'll get stabbed in the arm. Yeah, that's like.
Done. Where are we going now?
We're gonna go get vaccinated.
We are at the Arts Pavilion in Tower Hamlets getting vaccinated. What are you doing?
I'm trying to act natural.
Got our paperwork and everything, she's ready. About time.
About time, yeah. Right, here we go. You ready? Yep. Go, all done. Just like that.
All done.